Hi, I'm Will Hesketh, and this is Functional Yoga. As always, remember to make space to practice, make time to practice, so remove any distractions so that you can be present with your practice and really focus on yourself. And as you're focusing on yourself, see if you can try and be as playful as possible, see if you could be as grateful as possible, and see if you could be as compassionate as possible throughout the practice. This week we're focusing on meditation. So we're going to do a moving meditation today, and it's going to be all about feeling your way through it. Well, at the end of it, we're going to be coming down to the mat, and when we come down to the mat, we're going to be doing a body scan. And so just make sure you've got a good bit of space and space to be comfortable on the floor as well. So if you want a blanket, pillows, anything like that, hit pause, go and get them, come back. Okay, you're back. Let's get started. Feet hip width apart. Soften the knees off. Give your toes a little bit of a wiggle. I forgot to say, most important thing to remember, you're amazing. You're here. You're alive. You're breathing. That's the most important thing to remember. You're amazing. Okay, so just giving those toes a little bit of a wiggle. Knees a little bit soft. See if you could lift all the toes off the floor. Maybe close the eyes for this bit if you're happy doing that, or just find something to look at and soften your focus off. Feel your weight through the feet. See if you can push just your big toes down. See if you could really feel your way through that. So without looking, see if you can push just your big toes down. And it doesn't matter if that's actually happened or not, but just see what you can feel. Push the little toes down and lift the big toes, and just sort of move from one to the other or as close as you can to that. Just getting some stuff happening in the foot. Whenever you're ready, just shifting the weight forwards and back again. You might keep the eyes closed or you might have them open and just soft focus on something that isn't stimulating. So not a TV, not a device, anything like that. Just looking at something that doesn't really mean anything and just softening your focus off so you're barely even looking at it anymore. Just noticing shifting the weight through the feet. And then whenever you're ready, all we're going to do is take an inhale. We're going to lift the arms up as though we're pulling something up towards our chest, and then we're going to push the arms up above the head with an exhale. Inhale, come into the chest, exhale, pushing down. So inhale, drawing up with the arms, exhale, pushing up with the arms, inhale, coming down with the arms, exhale, pushing down with the arms, feeling your way through that movement. Again, you might close the eyes, just feel your way through it, and then see if you could add a push forwards in now. So lifting up and pushing forwards with the exhale. Inhale, bringing the arms in. Exhale, pushing down. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, push away. Inhale, bring the arms in. Exhale, push down. Now let's see if we could go sideways. So pushing up, pushing out, coming in, pushing down. See if you can notice your fingers and your hands as you do it and get them involved. So get some movement into the fingers and the hands as you go. Don't worry about whether the breath is the right breath. Just see if you could just breathe nice and smooth and calm. Feel your way through. You might breathe through the nose. You might breathe through the mouth. Ideally through the nose if you can, and then just start to freestyle a little bit with it. So just see if you could do one to the front, maybe one to the side, one to the top, whatever works for you. Just feeling your way through, having a good move about as you go. Whenever you're ready, gradually bringing the arms back down, letting them hang. And then from there, just gently bend the knees, I should say, slightly, and just shift the weight through the feet a little. And as you're coming forwards, try and think about getting that little bit of rigidity in the foot, so you kind of grip the floor with the toes a little as you come forwards, and you get that little bit of push off. And then let the arms start to swing. And again, just feel it, notice how it feels, just enjoy your way through that movement. Doesn't need to be big movement, doesn't need to be hugely energetic, but just try and keep it aware knowledge of how you feel as you do it, moment by moment, making sure it feels comfortable, calm, gentle, soothing. And then let's just have a little bit where we reach the arms up, and then we'll just have a little bit of side to side, so just a gentle curve over to one side, gentle curve over to the other. See if you could think about tucking on the front of the body, the front of the ribs and the front of the pelvis, pulling towards each other gently to keep that lower back nice and long as you stretch out. From there, bringing the arms down gently, feet hip width apart, sit the butt down and back, knees bent a little bit, knees back over the ankles, spine nice and long, and then just broad across the shoulders. Take a big breath in. So we're in a chair squat, just exhale in your own time, and then just gently see if you can draw your elbows back and push your palm back. So just one at a time, one elbow pushes back, one palm pushes back, and you just get that little bit of rotation through the spine. Try and keep the spine nice and tall and long, so the chest is lifted, but the rib cage is tucking down a bit, so you're not just lifting the whole rib cage up and sort of curving your lower back excessively. You're keeping that control through the abdominal muscles. You're getting that rotation through the torso, keeping those hips nice and still, feeling your way through, breathing deep, big breaths. Really nice. Whenever you're ready in your own time, we're going to go through a little bit of a sun salutation. So it's up to you which way you face with this, and it's up to you how you move the arms. You can lift them out to the sides, you can lift them up the front, or you can do a mixture of both as you inhale. Lift the arms up as you exhale, gently come down. Hinge away from the hips, round through the spine a little, make sure it feels nice and comfortable. Bend the knees as much as you need to. And let's just stick with that to start with. Inhale, coming up, reaching the arms up. Exhale, coming down, gradually working your way down the legs as far as feels comfortable. You don't need to go as far as I'm going. Keep a nice deep bend in the knees to make it nice and mellow on the hamstrings. Just gradually exhaling as you come down and inhaling as you come up. And then we start to add another stage. Don't feel like you need to add this. Stick with the one we're doing by all means. Exhale as you come down, and then inhale. See if you could think about firing those glutes up to hold the pelvis where it is, and now use the lower back muscles and the upper back muscles to flatten that spine out. You can put the hands on the legs. Just try and think about a nice straight spine, lifting the chest up and forwards. And then as you exhale, gently coming down again. Inhale, bringing it all the way back up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, flatten out through the spine. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, all the way up. Nice and steady, working your way through. Feeling each bit of the spine move as you round down. Feeling each bit of the spine move as you flatten out through the spine. Exhale again, all the way through. Inhale, all the way up. Let me take it a bit further. Don't feel like you need to do this. Exhale, bringing your way down. Inhale, flatten out through the spine. Exhale, bring the hands down and just step the legs back gently. So you can come back to down dog, or you can lower the knees down and just rest for a moment in child's pose. It's up to you. If you do it in down dog, just gently pedal through the legs. Feel the back of the legs just lengthening and straightening. Don't worry about getting them straight necessarily, but just see how it feels for you. So we're gently pushing the heels towards the floor and we're gently straightening the legs out, but neither needs to happen. Try lifting and lowering the heels together and bending and straightening the legs together. Again, no need to completely straighten the legs, no need to completely get the heels down. Just seeing how it feels for you, making sure you're not overstretching the muscles. You'll know if you're overstretching because it'll feel painful. We want it to feel mellow, gentle, friendly, compassionate stretch for yourself. Okay, let the head hang down, move the armpits towards the feet a little, really just allow that head to hang, and then slowly and gently, gradually lower the knees down to the floor. From there, we just come to a little bit of a rest position, child's pose.
So this is our option if we need to take a break at any point, and then we're going to do a few more of these sun salutations in full. Again, all optional, so you can just pick little bits of it, or you could just rest in child's pose. So bring yourself to a down dog whenever you're ready, and then from there you either step or you jump. Make sure it's a silent jump if you're jumping, so keep control. Straighten out through the spine again, round through the spine again as you exhale, and then inhale, roll your way back up through the spine, reaching the arms up. Exhale. Rounding down, bending the knees as much as you need to. Inhale. Flattening out through the spine. Exhale. Hands come down. Step or jump back to that down dog position. From there, we've got the option to come forwards to a plank position and lower to the floor. Then we could lift the chest up and forwards a little. We could just do that mini little cobra position, or we could go all the way to up dog, but just be careful of that lower back. Make sure you've got control through your abdominal muscles, and make sure you are lifting the chest up and forwards whilst tucking the bottom of the ribs down, broad across the shoulders. Whenever you're ready, tucking the toes and pushing back to down dog. Holding for a few moments as you breathe, and then from there, gently and slowly step or jump the feet forwards. Inhale, flatten out through the spine. Exhale, round down through the spine. Inhale, bring your weight all the way up, reaching the arms up. Exhale, coming all the way down. Inhale, flattening out through that spine. Really try and feel those glute muscles work to hold you in that long, straight position through the spine. Exhale, hands come down. If you want a bit of a challenge, you could put the weight on the hands and then step or jump the feet back, and then comes to down dog. From there, you bring yourself forwards to plank if you want to. You can lower the knees if you prefer, but lower yourself down with control. Lift the chest up and forwards, broad across the shoulders. Tuck the toes behind you. Push into the hands, gradually work your way back to a comfortable down dog or child's pose position. From there, again, step or jump the feet to the hands, gradually roll your way back up through the spine, reaching the arms up as you inhale. Exhale as you come down. Inhale as you flatten out through the spine. Exhale, bring the hands down, grip the floor, and use as much energy as you want to push back to down dog. From your down dog, gently bring your way forwards to plank. Lower the knees if you want to, keep that control through the abs, lower your way down to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest up and forwards, broad across the shoulders. Exhale, push into the hands, gradually push your way back to down dog. Gently pedal through. From there, step or jump to the hands. Gently flatten out through the spine as you inhale. Exhale, gently round down. Inhale, slowly roll back up. Reaching those arms up. Let's go for two more. Exhale, bringing it all the way down. Inhale, flattening it. Exhale, hands down, step or jump back to down dog. From your down dog, bring it forwards to your plank, lower down. Remember, all these are options, no need to go any further. You could go full up dog, I prefer cobra personally, just lifting that chest up and forwards, tucking the toes behind you, pushing back gently to down dog. From your down dog, step or jump. Inhale, flatten out through the spine. Exhale, round down, and inhale, roll your way back up. Last one. Inhale, flatten out through the spine. Exhale, hands come down, step or jump back to that down dog. From your down dog position, bring your way forwards to plank. Lower your way down and lift your chest up and forwards. Again, up dog is an option if you want it. From there, we're just going to stay here for now. So just think about lifting your belly off the floor. So getting a little bit of grip of the abdominal muscles. Lifting the top of the ribs up and forwards, tucking the bottom of the ribs down and back. Breathing. Wide across the shoulders. Gently pushing into the hands just a little. And just imagine squeezing the hands together. And as you squeeze the hands together without moving them, then that gives you the leverage to broaden across your shoulders. Front and back. To make space under your armpits, just breathe. And then slowly and gently push your way back to that child's pose position. Knees can come wide or the knees can stay hip width. I prefer them hip width, it's up to you.
Just breathe. Notice the breath. Notice how the body feels. Try not to bring too much judgment into it, or any judgment if you can. Just noticing moment by moment. In your own time, slowly and gradually starting to work your way up to a high kneeling position.
And from your high kneeling position, keep the tuck of your pelvis, so keeping this control and grip here, and just gently lean your way backwards a little. Just allow these quads and hip flexors to lengthen. Try not to let this lower back compress as you go. Just gently lengthening out into the front of the legs. And then if you want to, you could add a single arm, so one arm would reach back towards the heel, the other arm would reach up and out. As you exhale, bring it back. Same thing on the side. So I'll show you from the front so I can actually do it and I've got space to do it. Exhale as you come back. Inhale as you go forwards. Exhale as you come back. Inhale as you come forwards. So you can hear I'm exaggerating that restriction that's happening in the throat. Take it steady, but you may try and get a bit of restriction in the throat as well, kind of like you're breathing on a window to steam it up. Really nice. Whenever you're feeling even on both sides, bringing it back to your kneeling position. Step your left leg forwards. Keep your right knee where it is. You can always pad the knee out with extra mat, fold over or concertina or use a cushion. And then this knee is slightly behind the hip. We're trying to get the hips as level as possible, so push into that front foot to try and get that hip nice and level. I always think, imagine you've got a bar going through from one hip to the other and you're trying to get that bar to be level. Tuck the pelvis back. Reach the arms up. So it's the tuck of the pelvis that's key in this. So think about scooping that belly in towards the spine, lifting the top of the pelvis up towards the rib cage. Arms reach up, spread the fingers nice and wide and just breathe. And then let's just see as you bring the arms down, exhale as you inhale. Bring the arms up as you exhale, bring the arms down as you inhale, bring the arms up, but just try and keep that control here. So it's not a back bend, we're not compressing the lower back, we're keeping control. So slowly, in your own time, start to bring yourself around to the other side. So I'll turn around here. So we're going to go right leg forwards now. It's the same thing, just imagine you've got that bar between your hips and it's sticking out either side, so you're trying to level the hips off. So leveling the hips off generally means pushing into that front leg a bit more. So try and really bring the right hip down and lift the left hip up. Tuck the pelvis with that exhale, so get the grip between the front of the pelvis and the front of the ribs. And as you exhale, you reach the arms up, spread the fingers nice and wide. Inhale, bring the arms back down. Exhale, reaching up. Inhale, bringing your way back down. Try and keep the inner elbows facing towards you. Try and keep those elbows tucked, shoulder width apart, hands shoulder width apart, wrists shoulder width apart. So you've just got that nice tracking through the shoulder as well. Exhaling as you go, inhaling as you come back down. Really nice. Gradually, slowly bring the arms back down and start to bring yourself round onto your back. So get yourself really nice and comfortable. Take some time. We're going to be here a little while longer than we have been in the past. So have a shuffle. Relax the hands down by your sides, let the palms face up, natural curve in the fingers. And then if you want to have something behind your knees, like some pillows or something, you could do that. You could rest the legs on a sofa, on a bed, or even up the wall if you wanted to. Or you can have the legs completely straight and flat.
if that feels nice for you. It just depends how it feels. Behind your head, you might want a little cushion or something like that, but just try and keep it really minimal. So just the minimal amount of things that make you comfortable. You might want to put a blanket on, some extra clothes, whatever. So just finding yourself in Shavasana, final position, and just noticing your breath, noticing how things are feeling. Each time you take an inhale, just noticing the diaphragm drawing down towards the belly and the ribcage expanding side to side, top to bottom, front to back. So you breathe as deep as feels comfortable for you. Take your time, don't force it. See if you could avoid that sort of clutching on or locking off at the throat. So as you inhale and lock off at the throat, and then when you let go, it sounds like this. We're trying to just let go smoothly. So there's no restriction at the throat. No on-off restriction at the throat. It's just a gentle, continuous restriction. So you just get that little bit of noise to concentrate on. And then just see if you could bring your attention to your feet. So just shifting your focus to your feet. Not trying to feel anything in particular. Not worrying if you don't feel anything in particular or don't feel anything at all. Just reminding yourself that you can be aware of your feet. You might not currently be aware of the feet, but you can still work towards it. So you might be getting distracted completely, constantly, but we're working towards just noticing the feet. Maybe if you feel like you're struggling to focus, you could move the feet a little bit, give the toes a little bit of a wiggle. And especially if they feel uncomfortable, by all means, just move the feet, move the toes. Just see if you could start to find a resting position where the feet can just be still, and see if you could just bring that little bit of attention to the feet, moment by moment, noticing. We gradually shift to the heels, the ankle, and then eventually the lower leg. And just keeping your awareness with the lower leg, the ankle, the heel. Notice what you feel without judging it. Just each moment observing. Same with the knees. Just moving up to the knees and just observing how things are feeling without judging how you're doing. Just being in the moment. Just being in the moment as best you can. So never beating yourself up if the mind wanders, just knowing that you've noticed it, and that's a great thing. So attention comes to the thighs, right down the level of the bone, right the way out to the level of the skin and everything in between. We move up to the pelvis,
all around the pelvis and inside the pelvis. The lower back, the belly, same thing, just noticing, being with it moment by moment without judging anything. And each time you breathe, just noticing any different sensations in those areas. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. As we start to move up from the pelvis to the lower back, noticing all around that area, around the belly. Moving up towards the mid-back and the rib cage, the upper back. So now just starting to notice your whole torso. Moving as you breathe. So as you breathe, the diaphragm moves down into the belly and the rib cage expands. Noticing the shoulders, the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms, the hands, the fingers. If you want to, you could start to move up to the neck and the shoulders. Where the neck meets the base of the skull. Around the cheeks and the jaw, around the mouth, around the nose and the eyes, in between the eyebrows, around the eyes themselves, all around the forehead, whole body in your awareness. Take a big inhale. Imagine all of that body. As you exhale, just imagine letting go of all that you don't need from that body. As you inhale, pick a word or two just to reinforce to yourself. So it might be happy, healthy, strong, might be focused, grateful, compassionate. So any series of a couple of words on your inhale. Repeat those words. On your exhale, just letting go. If you're feeling tired, you could be thinking of the word energized. And as you exhale, just letting go of any feelings of sluggishness. If you feel stressed as you exhale, just letting go of any feelings of stress, or just imagining that you could.
gradually, slowly starting to bring a bit of movement back to the body. So you could wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, you could stretch out, curl up in a ball, whatever feels nice for you. Have a little roll around, have a little stretch, whatever works. You might hug the knees in. Just slowly and gently in your own time, start to work your way back to seated. See if you could keep as much awareness as you do that. Take your time.
Any comfortable seated position will do. And from there, finally, all we do is just dip the chin towards the chest, sit up nice and tall through the spine, and then just slowly and gradually just imagine stacking each vertebra on top of the one below as we straighten that neck out. Head nice and tall, shoulders nice and wide. And finish there. Thanks very much for joining in, and thanks for joining in with the whole series. If you did do this, is the last video for now. So take care and all the best. Remember, you're amazing.